My beloved child, listen deeply, for it is in this moment that may appear quiet and still that I am unfolding an entirely new chapter in the journey of your life. This is not a coincidence nor a random moment in time. This is a divinely chosen, sanctified, and preordained hour set apart since before the foundation of the world to begin a sacred covenant between me and you. As you read these words, I am very near, whispering to your soul with the tender voice of an unchanging love. I have waited for this moment, when your heart would be soft enough to receive, and your spirit strong enough to step into something far greater than what you have ever dared to dream. You do not need to understand it all in order to enter what I have prepared. You only need to nod within and say to me, I receive. Just 4 simple words, but when spoken from the depths of a surrendered heart, they resound through the highest heavens. It is more than just speech. It is a powerful spiritual act, a key that unlocks the treasury of grace I have been keeping for you. In that very moment, a frequency of heaven's realm will be activated, and nothing on earth will be able to stop the outpouring of divine favor that is about to flood your life. The angels assigned to your life are rejoicing in radiant joy. They are dancing in the heavens because they have already seen what is coming. Doors flung wide open, miracles beyond human understanding, promises once thought lost now rising anew. They scatter golden dusts of glory around you, not merely to adorn your life, but to mark you as chosen, as a beloved child of heaven. You may not yet see any visible change, but in the unseen realm, everything is shifting. Invisible chains that once entangled your mind are dissolving. Towering walls that have long stood between you and your divine calling are collapsing in silence. You are being ushered through a gate that no one else can open, because I alone hold the key to your destiny. And now I am unlocking it with my unconditional love. From this very moment, when you open your heart and say, I receive, the river of healing will begin to flow. The wisdom you have long yearned for will be poured out generously. Doors once seemingly sealed forever will open without a knock. Those who abandoned you will be replaced by those heaven sends to uplift you, and the dreams you thought had died will resurrect with a strength never known before. For now you no longer walk alone, but in the powerful companionship of my presence. And now, my precious child, after I have appointed this sacred time and placed in your hands a new pen to write the next pages of your journey under my light, what I ask of you next is not merely to believe, but to listen, not with your physical ears, but with a heart attuned to spiritual sensitivity. For signals are arriving. Signs are being released everywhere, and every tiny detail in your day, if seen through the eyes of faith, is a gentle whisper from eternity saying, you have been chosen for something far beyond the understanding of this world. Do not dismiss the subtle stirrings in your spirit when you enter a space, or when a song plays that moves your heart to tears without clear reason. Do not overlook the glances, the numbers, the images, the dreams that may seem ordinary, because all of them are messages from heaven, trying to communicate to your soul that you are on the right path. The angels have been guiding you quietly for a long time, preparing every small step so that you might receive what only those truly awakened in spirit can perceive. My beloved child, perhaps you have felt lonely at times, lost amidst the noise of this world, believing no one truly understands you, that no one perceives the depths of your soul. But know this, I have seen every silent pulse within your heart, and so have your angels. They have not merely watched over you, they have protected you, upheld you, and quietly cleared the path before you. They do not require you to be perfect. They only need you to be willing. And today, they stand on the other side of a wondrous threshold, waiting for your spirit to whisper, "I see your signs." When you do this, when you dare to acknowledge what seems invisible as reality, your soul ascends into a higher dimension of faith. You will no longer live as one merely seeking traces, but as one abiding among the signs. And this awareness is the key. It is the humble yet powerful knock that opens the vault of blessings I have preserved especially for you. These blessings are not coincidences. They are divine arrangements, revealed precisely when your heart is ready to receive. And there are signs that only an awakened soul can perceive. A casual word in a conversation may become a confirmation from heaven. An unusual light in the sky may serve as a reminder that you are surrounded by unseen angelic hosts. A gentle breeze brushing past you in prayer might be my answer, assuring you that I have heard. But if your spirit is not attuned, these wonders will pass like fleeting clouds, and your soul may miss the heavenly seeds I am sowing around you. Train your spirit to become as sensitive as still water, where even the slightest movement sends ripples across the surface. Do not dismiss your emotions. Do not overlook sacred coincidences. Do not ignore the things that make your heart beat faster than usual, for it is in those very moments that I am trying to reach you, personally, intimately, and with great love. I do not speak through thunder. I speak in whispers, and those who hear that whisper are the ones who will behold the greatest glory. And when you respond from the depth of your heart, I recognize the signs you've given me. It means you are no longer walking blind through the world, but seeing the path traced by light. That simple declaration holds the power to shake the heavens. It tells me that you are not following me with reason alone, but with your very soul. It reveals that you have stepped out of the shadows of doubt and into the land of unshakable trust, and in that place, miracles are no longer rare. They become the breath of daily life. Precious one, if you have ever doubted your place in my grand design, now is the time to let those doubts fall away. For each sign I send is my confirmation that you are not forgotten. You are being prepared for a calling greater than yourself. The blessings that are coming are not merely for your delight. They are to equip you for a new role, a role your soul was designed from the beginning to fulfill. Speak to me with an open heart. I recognize the signs you've given me. And when you say it, let it be a declaration of faith, a sacred agreement with heaven, that you will no longer hide, no longer delay, no longer live in hesitation. You belong to the light, and the light is calling your name more clearly than ever before. The angels still surround you, patiently pointing out each mark along your destined path. Do not overlook a single one. Do not underestimate anything that stirs your spirit. For the moment you begin to perceive, truly perceive, is the moment the doors begin to swing open, one after another, cascading like a waterfall from heaven, leading you into a new era. An era of receiving, of radiant glory revealed, and of stepping fully into the loving plan I have woven for you since before the foundations of the world. My beloved child, when you choose to walk according to the guidance from heaven, not out of obligation, but through wholehearted surrender, you activate a supernatural current that shakes the very foundations of what once seemed immovable in your life. The words I whisper to you are not empty. They are living streams, flowing with the source of every miracle. If you obey these instructions not out of fear, but because of love and trust, then that is the very moment when the miraculous begins to break forth in your life, surpassing all standards of human logic and understanding. I am not calling you to accomplish great things by your own strength. I only ask for your willingness, your sensitivity, and a heart that listens. When you follow what your soul discerns from me, even in small steps, even through quiet, simple acts, those become the earth's agreement with heaven. And when that happens, the angels who are with you will receive a clear signal that you are ready. Like faithful keepers of eternal treasure, they will then begin to unlock storehouses of grace, each one reserved specifically for you, one at a time, moment by moment, perfectly timed and complete. Do you know, dear one, that each spiritual gift has been meticulously prepared in loving anticipation? Not a single blessing comes to you by chance. Your angels have labored quietly behind the veil in patience and perseverance, arranging all things according to the moments I have appointed. They are the ones guarding your dreams while you sleep, invisible warriors shielding you from traps you cannot see. And now, they wait for a signal from your soul that you have said yes, that your heart has opened to receive. It is not that I have been unwilling to bless you sooner, but there are certain outpourings of grace that can only be released when the door of your soul is truly open. Blessings do not impose themselves. They do not force their way in. They are like gentle breezes, able to pass through only when the barriers of fear, doubt, and unworthiness are taken down. You must become fertile soil where the seeds from heaven may take root and flourish, and it is your surrender, your childlike trust, your unconditional obedience that becomes that rich, ready ground. I know there are things in you still hesitating, still unsure. I know you've been wounded by misplaced trust, by hopes that ended in disappointment. But this time is not like the others. This is not a man-made door. This is a divine threshold, opened by my own hand. And if you are willing to step through, what awaits you is not darkness anymore, but radiant light, restoration, profound peace, and a joy no one can take away from you. The universe, the heavens and all the hosts therein, are awaiting your response, not in loud declarations, but in a quiet inward shift, a heart no longer closed. For the blessings about to be released are not rewards for perfection, they are confirmations of readiness. You don't need to understand everything. You don't need to be strong all the time. You only need to have the courage to say, "Lord, I open my heart," and that one simple phrase, small as it may seem, can reorder your entire life and usher in a glorious new chapter. The angels have seen something in you, a glimmer, a flame of faith that never fully went out despite all the storms. It is that very spark that keeps them moving, urging and shielding you from the thievery of this world. Now they are ready. They have laid out a carpet of grace upon the path you're about to walk, and they await your reply, that you will no longer delay, that you will receive what has been prepared for you with gratitude and with holy boldness. My precious child, if you could see what lies ahead, you would never hesitate again. If your ears could catch the sound of heaven applauding every time you obey even the smallest instruction, you would begin to grasp the immense value of each step taken in surrender. For every action, carried out in response to my divine promptings, is never in vain. Each one becomes a foundational stone, forming a house of blessing, so secure that no storm, no matter how fierce, can shake it. And when you respond with obedience, when your spirit opens like a flower embracing the light of dawn, then all of heaven begins to move. My angels, the messengers I have appointed, no longer stand silently on watch. They begin to act. They do not remain as passive guardians, but rise into divine motion, stepping into the very landscape of destiny, to arrange, to clear the path, and to level the rugged places before your feet. I see with perfect clarity every movement unfolding in the spiritual realm, a realm invisible to the natural eye, yet more real than anything you've ever touched in the physical. In that dimension, heavenly hosts are working tirelessly to make way for the wonders I have ordained for you. Barriers that once blocked your path, invisible knots that once bound your progress, are being unraveled layer by layer. Nothing can delay what I have commanded into motion. No resistance, whether from man or from darkness, can hold you back when heaven has already declared, step forward. There are angels now working with great care in the financial realm of your life. Places that have weighed heavily on your heart with worry, pressure, lack, and limitation. They are opening new streams, shifting circumstances, removing walls of hindrance, and ushering in opportunities you never imagined. It may come through a new agreement, an unexpected provision, or a door reopening in a place you once thought permanently closed. This is not coincidence. This is my hand at work through my messengers, who are tending to every aspect of your life in order to bring forth not just sufficiency, but overflow. At the same time, another company is preparing divine appointments, connections that are not accidental but intentionally crafted within the eternal love and will of your Creator. Someone is being led to you not because they need you, but because you and they share a kingdom purpose. This may be a spiritual companion, a partner in vision, or a support I have long prepared, now arriving at the appointed time. Open your heart and receive them, for these encounters will not only carry blessings, but will be clear confirmations from heaven, whispering, you are not alone. You are walking in the right direction. And then, there are angels preparing something I know will reach into the deepest parts of your soul. Surprises that cannot be predicted, moments so tender they will draw tears from the wellspring of your spirit. But this time, those tears will not be born of loss or pain. They will be tears of pure gratitude, of overwhelming joy, of divine love poured out in extravagant measure, the gifts you once dared not ask for, the dreams you laid to rest believing you were unworthy. I am breathing life into them again. I am reviving them and placing them once more into your hands, not as distant possibilities, but as tangible realities wrapped in light and delivered to the very threshold of your heart. My beloved child, walk forward in holy expectation. Do not merely hope in silence. Step forward as one who has received an invitation to a grand banquet, as one who knows they have a seat reserved at the table of grace. I have already prepared everything. Your angels have arranged the path before you. The only thing remaining is your trust, not merely spoken, but lived out, in your demeanor, in the hope shining in your eyes, and in the gratitude that rises within you, even before the promises come to pass. For true faith does not wait to see before it believes. It believes, and then it sees. Do not be troubled if everything begins to change rapidly. The pieces will not fall into place according to old logic, but according to the divine blueprint drawn by my love and will. What once delayed you will be swept away. Those who once rejected you will hold no authority in this new season. And you will look back with tears in your eyes and declare, Lord, every word you spoke is true. Do not close your heart because of past disappointments. I do not build miracles upon the foundation of bitterness, but upon the ground of healing. Allow me to renew your mind and cleanse every distorted memory you hold about yourself. You are not a failure. You are destined for victory. You are not forgotten. Your name is spoken on the lips of angels. No curse, No past rejection can silence the name I have engraved upon my heart for you, chosen one. Now, my beloved, as the doors of heaven begin to open wider and your angels move in divine harmony with my will, I want you to be attentive not only to the grand events, but also to the seemingly small movements in your daily life, the changes that might appear insignificant to the natural eye or be easily overlooked. But in the spiritual realm, it is through these sudden shifts that I am weaving the threads of blessing that lead you into the radiant destiny I have prepared for you. Be keenly sensitive in spirit when things outside of your plans occur. A delayed call, a sudden change of appointment, a strange coincidence redirecting your path. Do not rush to anger or confusion, for it is in these unexpected changes that I am at work. I am rearranging your journey, altering your course, leading you away from well-worn paths into uncharted ways, places where blessings and divine encounters are waiting for you. You may think that a canceled meeting is just an ordinary inconvenience, but I say to you, it is a divine intervention. For if you had followed through with the original schedule, you might have missed what heaven has orchestrated for your sake. Perhaps I am holding you back for a few minutes to protect you from unnecessary harm, or perhaps I am leading you to cross paths with someone I have appointed to unlock a spiritual door or deliver a heavenly confirmation to you. Everything is under my sovereign control, and nothing happens outside of my loving intention for you. Let your heart become soft and flexible. Do not cling so rigidly to your own plans that there is no room left for the movement of heaven. When you begin to view your life through the eyes of faith, you will realize that nothing is truly coincidental. Every step, every meeting, every brief pause is part of the sacred melody I am playing for your soul to hear and follow. The angels, those who go before you and follow behind, have carefully placed signs along the path you walk, not to confuse you, but to gently and lovingly guide you. Sometimes it may come as a subtle restlessness within your soul, a quiet inner whisper you cannot explain, or a passing word from a stranger that causes your heart to stir. Do not dismiss these moments, for they are signals from the eternal realm echoing into your present, gently reminding you, pay attention, you are drawing near to what has been promised. And when you are on the right path, when you arrive at the place and moment I have long prepared for you, you won't need anyone else to confirm it. Your heart will know. A wave of deep, sweet peace will flood your entire being. It will not come from outward circumstances or fleeting comforts, but from the frequency of heaven, a realm where the soul aligns completely with the will of its creator. In that moment, you are not merely walking your path, you are stepping into a divine appointment, one that was ordained long before your birth. This appointment is one no one else can fulfill on your behalf. It is the moment where heaven meets earth in your life. And the miracle is this: you won't need to strive to make it happen. All you must do is listen, pay attention, and respond. As long as you follow the inner call, the stream of light within your spirit, you will never be lost. Do not chase after spectacle or glamour. True blessings often hide in humility. Destiny's appointments do not always arrive with trumpets or blinding lights, but often in the stillness, in a glance, a simple word, or a gentle decision laden with spiritual weight. These seemingly small details are, in fact, vital pieces of the greater picture I am completing for you. If you have been waiting for a clear sign, then let this be it. Unexpected changes are heaven's invitation. Pause, breathe, ask me, Lord, what does this mean in your plan for me? And I will answer. Not always with words, but with peace, with an inner certainty, with confirmations so consistent you cannot deny them. And if you have missed divine appointments in the past, do not torment yourself with regret. I do not abandon you for a single misstep. On the contrary, I am the one who turns every wrong turn into a new beginning for a glorious journey. Return to me, listen again, and I will guide you. I will realign you with your destiny and do something new, something greater than you ever hoped for. My beloved, not one thing you have done for me has been forgotten. I have watched you through every season, every tear, all silence, every night you whispered prayers when no one else knew, every morning you awoke with a longing heart, desiring to be closer to me, even when your body was weary and your mind clouded with confusion. I saw it all. I have recorded every act of faithfulness, every silent prayer, every time you fasted not to gain something from my hand, but simply because you longed to be near me, to hear me more clearly, to walk closer in my light. And now, as the heavens begin to shift, as your angels have completed their preparation, I come to tell you, this is the time of response. This is no longer the season of waiting. It is the season of harvest. Every seed of faith you sowed in secret, every tear you thought no one noticed, has become a stream watering the soil of your spirit, and now the fruit is springing forth, not in just one area, but in every aspect of your life. The blessing I have prepared for you is not limited to material provision, though that too shall come, and in a manner far beyond what you ever expected. But what I give surpasses gold, silver, and all earthly wealth. It is peace in your soul, unshakable joy in the midst of storms, and a restoration of health, not only in your body but also in your mind. You will feel life flowing back into every cell, a new breath of existence that I am infusing into you, a life birthed from my mercy and everlasting love. And then, the thing your heart has prayed for the most, the one you perhaps thought too difficult to hope for, I am also renewing. It is harmony, connection, and mutual understanding within your very household. I have heard your cries over the fractures in your family. I have seen your heart break as loved ones drift apart, as careless words leave wounds that run deep. But my beloved, I am the one who heals what has been torn, who mends threads that have snapped, and even now, I am restoring love within your family in a way that only I can. I will soften the heart that has grown cold. I will dismantle the walls that once separated hearts that had closed off. And I will plant there anew the seeds of kindness, of listening, of unconditional love. Family meals will no longer be marked by silence and distance. The embraces will return. Apologies will be spoken, not out of obligation, but because love has come alive again. Each member will begin to see the others with new eyes, eyes washed by tears of repentance and lit by the light of forgiveness. You do not have to make it happen on your own. You have done your part with faithfulness, and now I am moving. I am showing you that no act of love is ever small in my eyes. No prayer is ever in vain. No waiting is ever wasted. The years you thought were barren are now beginning to bloom with blessings you never dared to imagine. The outpouring is not coming like a sudden downpour, but like a mighty river, strong, continuous, and flowing into every corner of your life. You once thought I had forgotten you when all seemed silent and the promise remained unseen. But my silence was never abandonment. It was preparation. I have been preparing an entire season for this exact moment, when your heart is soft enough, when your faith has matured enough, and when you are ready to receive without losing the sweetness of who you are in the abundance. For the blessing I give will never cause you to become prideful. It will make you more humble. You will love deeper, forgive quicker, and be profoundly more grateful. You will become a light for others, for your very life will be a living testimony of my faithfulness. People will look at you and say, "How could such a transformation be possible?" And you will simply point to me and smile, saying, "Because my God never left me." So, my beloved, do not hold on to fear any longer. Do not place limits on what I can do. Do not ask if you are worthy, for what I give is not based on worthiness, but on my unchanging love for you. Open your heart, receive it all. Let the blessing come like a waterfall, like sunlight breaking through the night. Believe that this is your season, not just to survive, but to thrive, to live healed, to live in love, to live as one who has touched the heart of heaven. And my beloved child, as I am pouring out my overflowing blessings upon your life, as my light begins to illuminate every shadowed place where you once walked alone, I ask you to remember this deeply within your spirit. Continue to stand firm in faith, just as you have through all the trying days that have passed, for it is precisely because you have been faithful, because you chose to remain in the light, even when surrounded by darkness, that the resistance from the enemy will not lessen. It will, in fact, intensify. My child, do not think that when blessings arrive, all difficulties will vanish completely. In truth, it is precisely when I lift you to a higher place that the storm of jealousy, envy, and unseen attacks from the realm of darkness begins to rise with even greater force. The enemy does not trouble those who are spiritually asleep, but he trembles before the awakened. You are no longer someone who lives only for yourself, but one who carries light, hope, and my name upon your forehead. That is why the enemy tries every tactic to discourage you, through slanderous words, misunderstandings from those close to you, and sudden circumstances that seem to sever what you are building. But my child, do not be afraid. These attacks are not signs of abandonment. They are evidence that you are walking in the right direction. Darkness always stirs in chaos when light begins to shine. The enemy only strikes when he feels threatened, and it is your faithfulness that frightens him the most. For it is a living testimony of loyalty to heaven, in the midst of a world full of shifting sands. Remember the times you fell, yet did not give up. The moments when you felt you had nothing left to cling to, yet still chose to bow your head in prayer. The times you were misunderstood, abandoned, yet kept your heart from bitterness. These very choices have become the unshakable fortress within your soul, the reason you are now entrusted with a new season. I did not choose you because you were the strongest. I chose you because you were faithful, and that very faithfulness has moved heaven and made hell tremble. Therefore you must understand, the arrival of blessings does not mark the end of the battle. It may open a new front, but this time you do not fight as one alone. You have me walking beside you. You have legions of angels encamped around you. You carry power from me to walk in the authority of one who has been called, anointed, and sent. When the weight feels heavy, remember that your faith is the shield that guards your soul. Clothe yourself in the armor of righteousness, wear the helmet of salvation, and wield the sword of the Spirit, which is my word. Stand not by your own strength, but by mine. Do not let the threats of darkness cloud your vision. Do not let words of doubt shake the faith that has been forged through years of perseverance. Do not let your heart waver just because the winds have risen. The wind may be strong, but a foundation built upon me shall never collapse. Look back on your journey. How many times did you think you would not make it, yet here you are, still standing? That was not by your own might, but because my hand was always beneath you, lifting you up, again and again. And now, as you enter this season of grace, you must guard your mind more fiercely than ever. Do not let abundance distract you. Do not let the praises of people blind you. Do not let flattery cause you to forget that the real battle continues in the unseen realm. I am preparing you for a greater mission, a wider influence, and that can only be fulfilled if you learn to stand firm even when the wind is against you, if you remain unshaken even when those who once loved you turn their backs. For the truth is, most of those I use most powerfully are the ones who were deeply misunderstood, who were isolated from the crowds, who endured the longest nights with only a small candle. Faith. My beloved, the enemy will not stop throwing stones. But do not waste your time counting the stones. Use them to build an altar of worship from the very things hurled at you. You have nothing to prove. You only need to keep walking. Every step taken in faithfulness is a direct strike against darkness. Every time you choose forgiveness over bitterness, the enemy loses ground. And every time you say to me, "Though it's hard, I still believe," heaven erupts in thunderous celebration. So, my child, do not be afraid when the attacks intensify. Let them be a sign that you are nearing the summit, drawing close to your divine destination. And when you stand firm amidst the shaking, the world will know it is not because of your strength, but because you are being held by a hand that never lets go. My hand. Today I speak to you, be steadfast, be courageous, for your reward is great, and the enemy can only make you tremble when you forget that you belong to me. But if you remember, if you hold fast to my name, then nothing can steal what I have destined for you. I am your fortress, and in me you will never be defeated. My beloved child, now that you understand that blessings are not separated from trials, that attacks do not signify punishment, but are rather the marks of a strong soul in the divine plan, I desire you to take one more step into deeper spiritual maturity. This step is not about outward action, but about the innermost place within you, the wellspring of every word, every choice, and every path your life is taking. Your mind. Guard your thoughts as a watchman guards the fortress gates at night. For what you allow to enter your mind will slowly shape your soul, gradually molding your faith and ultimately determining your destiny. A fleeting thought can be a seed. If you let it take root, it will grow, and what it bears may be either the fruit of life or the bitter harvest of despair. You must understand that your mind is a true battlefield, where the enemy seeks every opportunity to plant seeds of doubt, fear, anger, jealousy, inferiority, or unworthiness. He doesn't always arrive with loud threats or dramatic intimidation. Sometimes he slips in silently, through a single, unnoticed thought, a thought that whispers you'll never get better, a thought that others are chosen and you are forgotten, a thought that I have abandoned you. And if you believe those things, they will slowly redraw the image of yourself in your own eyes, and worse, distort your perception of me. That is why you must stay alert. Fill your mind not with the noise and confusion of this world, but with my enduring truth, the promises that never fail, the timeless truths, and the unshakable proof of my eternal love for you. Let my words become the gentle whispers that greet your mornings, the shield against the sudden winds of life's storms. Do not allow your mind to drift aimlessly. Teach it to recognize my voice, to rest in my word, and to align with the frequency of heaven. My child, you cannot control every circumstance that comes your way, but you always have the power to choose how you think about them. And it is that thinking, not the circumstance itself, that determines whether you will stand strong or fall, live in hope or sink into despair, keep going or give up. A mind anchored in truth is an unshakable fortress, but a mind overtaken by fear and bitterness is like a house without doors, easily swept away by the storm winds of the enemy. Let your heart be immersed in the peace that comes from knowing you are loved, chosen, and held by an unwavering love. When you meditate on gratitude, when you intentionally turn away from negative thoughts and replace them with praise, you are cleansing your inner atmosphere, creating a sacred space for divine creativity, for lasting joy, and for unshakable strength to flourish. If, every morning, you open your eyes and choose to dwell on what is good, if, in the middle of a long day, you pause just to whisper, "Thank you, for I am still living in your love," then every action, every decision, every heartbeat of that day will be shaped by light. And that light will radiate from you like a sacred magnetic field, drawing in what is good, repelling what is dark, and illuminating even those groping in the shadows near you. I do not tell you this to teach you to live with a false sense of positivity, but to help you understand that every thought is a seed of energy. A seed does not lie dormant. It will grow, and it will bear fruit, either nourishing or poisonous. You must be the careful gardener of your own mind, pulling out bitter roots before they spread, and tending to each tender sprout of hope before it withers from neglect. I declare to you, let your mind be shaped by what is noble, true, lovely, and full of hope. Because when you see the world through the lens of grace, you will find opportunity where others see failure. You will perceive light while others only see darkness. And that will not only transform your inner world, it will change the way the world sees you. My child, when you become fully convinced that I love you, not because you are good, but because I am good, then peace that surpasses all understanding will wrap around your soul like a warm garment. That peace will become a shield, blocking every arrow of doubt, anxiety, and resentment. You will no longer react from emotion, but respond from faith. You will no longer be led by fleeting feelings, but by eternal truth. So from this day forward, my child, guard the gate of your mind like a warrior of light. Be discerning in what you read, what you listen to, what you think about, and what you believe. Recite my promises to yourself as a gentle lullaby for your soul each night. And when a foreign thought comes knocking, pause and ask, where is this thought coming from? Does it build me up or break me down? And if it does not reflect my love, cast it out without regret. My beloved, once you have learned how to guard your thoughts, to choose light over darkness, now I invite you deeper into a more sacred dimension of this journey, where faith is not merely sustained, but nurtured, expanded, deeply rooted, and made to blossom on the firm foundation of life in me. You cannot keep the flame of faith burning if your soul is isolated and dry. Just as a fire needs clean air and dry wood to burn brightly, your spirit must be consistently nourished with what is pure and life-giving. I am calling you to dive deep into what feeds your faith. Do not merely skim the surface of truth, but immerse yourself in the ocean of grace. Remain long enough for my word to soak into every crevice of your soul, to heal, to renew, and to transform your being in the light of eternity. Seek a community of life, a place where hearts beat in harmony with my spiritual frequency, where others are also journeying in pursuit of truth. You were not born to walk alone. Loneliness is not something I created for you. There are fragments of other souls that are meant to connect with yours in the dance of restoration and support. Find them. Surround yourself with those who speak the same spiritual language, those who will not make you question your sacred calling, but who will encourage you, lift you when you are weary, and remind you of the one to whom you belong. Nurturing those sacred connections is not a luxury, it is a lifeline. Every conversation guided by the Holy Spirit, every knowing glance, and every shared prayer among believers becomes a stream of life, replenishing the strength you need for the journey ahead. Remember, there are people waiting for your presence, not because you are perfect, but because you carry something heavenly within you. And likewise, there are souls to whom you have been sent, to uphold, to share a portion of my love, to be a shelter for those whose hearts are breaking. Do not forget to nourish your own soul with my word. Do not merely listen with your ears, but consume it with your spirit. Every word I speak is living bread. Let it become your breath, your heartbeat, your first thought in the morning, and your final whisper before sleep. As you immerse yourself in my word, you will begin to see everything differently. You will discover opportunities hidden in challenges, notice my presence within the ruins, and witness yourself transforming into someone new. And in the midst of that sacred nourishment, something wondrous will unfold. You will begin to understand me more deeply, not merely through teachings or theology, but through a vibrant, personal experience. I will no longer seem like a distant deity, but a close companion. Truths that once felt abstract will become deeply real. My love will cease to be a concept and will become a flowing river, softening your heart, healing your wounds, and turning you into a new stream, a channel of my mercy, reaching others through your life. But my child, in the midst of all these things, I ask you to pay close attention to one of the most quiet yet crucial matters: the way you speak to yourself. In the silent moments when no one else can hear, what are you saying to your own soul? Are you judging every mistake with the severity of a harsh critic? Or are you learning to embrace yourself like a child who is deeply loved, completely forgiven, and called by an everlasting love? I see those moments when you blame yourself, those harsh whispers you utter alone in the dark. You think I take delight in your self-punishment, but I do not. I am not a God who finds pleasure in asceticism. I am love, and I desire that you too would learn to love yourself with the very love I have poured into you. Say to yourself what I have already spoken over you. I am chosen. I am forgiven. I am growing day by day. I am not cast aside. I am the one he loved so much that he gave his life for me. These words are not meant to inflate your ego, but to restore the true essence of your soul, the part of you that was distorted by painful words, past failures, and unnamed fears. Learn to treat yourself with the same kindness you so freely offer to others. You are quick to forgive them, yet so unforgiving toward your own heart. Now is the time to embrace yourself, as I have always embraced you. Without condition, without measurement, without regret. For only when your heart is full of mercy can my love flow through you in its fullness. Only when you learn to love yourself rightly can you love others as I have loved you. And it is only then that you will truly become a dwelling place of sacred life, a living temple, a river of healing, and a powerful witness to my unending kindness in a world in need of restoration. So, my child, nourish your soul daily. Build around yourself a strong spiritual community. Speak life over yourself. And always remember this: I do not merely see what you are now, but I see who you are becoming. I am continually at work within you, shaping you to step into the fullness I have destined. You are loved, forgiven, chosen, and being transformed by my love that never departs from you. Live as one who knows they belong to the light, for truly, you are a light in the midst of the darkness, and I dwell within you. I am not blind to the silent battles that unfold inside your heart. I know there are days when you wake up and your faith no longer feels as firm as it once was. When the voices of the world and echoes from old memories try to drag you back into the land of doubt. I see clearly the words that repeat in your mind. Am I truly loved? Are those promises really for me? You are not the only one who has ever asked these things, and I do not blame you. I do not withdraw from you because you are wrestling in the shadows of uncertainty. On the contrary, in those very moments, I draw even nearer to you. For, my child, what moves me most deeply is not your perfection, but your honesty when you come close to me. Do not think that I only welcome you when you are full of faith and boldness. I cherish even your weakest moments, when you tremble, when you are unsure, when all you have left is a whisper, Lord, help me. Those are the very moments where miracles begin. Because faith is not the absence of doubt, but the choice to come to me in the midst of it. So I urge you, do not hide your doubts in the dark. Do not suppress your questions as though they are something shameful. The more you keep them in, the more they grow in silence and may become barriers that distance you from me. Bring it all to me. The questions with no answers, the gaps in your faith, the quiet fears that whisper you might never be enough. Present them in the light. I am not surprised. I do not condemn. I was there when those questions were formed, and I had prepared the answers before you even dared to ask. You don't need to strain yourself to have enough faith. You only need to be honest. Simply say to me, Lord, I'm tired. I'm uncertain, but I'm still seeking you. That too is a powerful prayer. That is the act of one who is brave even in their weakness. A soul daring to bring their broken pieces to the one who will never turn them away. I say to you, my presence is spacious enough to hold all your confusion. I am not threatened by your unfinished thoughts. On the contrary, I long to enter into them, as a father walks into the messy room of his child, not to scold but to clean, to restore, to renew. Let me touch the places you've hidden. Let me shine my light upon the dark corners of your soul. Not to expose in judgment, but to heal with gentleness. When you bring your doubts to me with a humble heart and a hunger for truth, you are opening the door to a deeper journey into my very being. You will not merely believe in some abstract way, you will come to know me personally, intimately, undeniably. For truth does not fear being questioned, and my love remains unshaken, even when your soul searches awkwardly for clarity. I want you to understand. Maturity in faith is not the absence of questions, but the choice to bring every one of them to the right place. To me. Understanding doesn't always arrive like a flash of lightning. It is woven from every tear-soaked prayer, from every honest conversation between you and me in the midnight hour of doubt. It is in those sacred exchanges that I teach you how to hear my voice, not through the noise of the world, but through the gentle whisper within. I do not only desire your comfort, I long for your transformation, and that transformation sometimes requires the collapse of old ideologies so that something stronger, more enduring can be built in their place. Your questions may shake long-held beliefs, but if you persist in seeking within my light, I will replace them with deeper truths. Truths that are more accurate and more aligned with my heart. My child, you are not lost. You are not left behind. The struggles in your faith do not lessen your worth. They reveal that you are alive, that you are searching, and that you are being reshaped by me into a more beautiful reflection of goodness. Let this journey lead you into the deepest place of connection, where there is no pretending, no hiding, only you and me, raw, honest, and more radiant than ever before. So come to me again and again, whether you carry questions, doubts, or silent tears. Bring even the things you've never voiced to anyone. I will listen. I will teach. I will wipe your tears. And I will restore your faith, not with empty words, but with the very nearness of my living presence, hovering close, surrounding you, lifting you up, and guiding your every step back to a place of strength, wholeness, and divine light. Now, I want you to look forward with a steadfast heart. I speak to you, do not keep your gaze fixated on what has passed. The past, no matter how painful, regretful, or filled with loss, no longer defines you. It no longer holds the power to shape your future. I am the one who has held every moment of your journey, from the trembling beginnings to the falls that felt like the end. And it is I, not your mistakes nor your circumstances, who will have the final word. Therefore, I charge you now with the authority of everlasting love. Turn your back firmly on what belonged to yesterday. Look ahead with eyes filled with hope. Do not let distorted memories pull you back into old chains. There are things you think you must fix, must return to redo, but, my child, what belonged to yesterday is already in my hands. I do not need you to return and patch the broken pieces. I want you to move forward with hands open wide, ready to receive the new, the next season, the life that is being reshaped in light and glory. I am just and full of mercy. What you have lost has not escaped my sight. The dreams you believed had died, the opportunities you think slipped away, I remember them all. And if those things truly came from me, if they were part of the good plan I designed for you, then listen, my child, no one can steal them. Not time, not people, not even your own mistakes can destroy what I have blessed. I have the power to restore what was forgotten, to heal what was shattered beyond recognition, and not only to restore, but to renew, to beautify, to cause it to shine far brighter than it ever did before. You do not have to live in torment or regret. Surrender the past to me and allow me to handle it with the mercy and perfect wisdom of heaven. Lift your eyes toward what lies ahead, where the future unfolds like a vast field under the morning light. I have prepared for you a path not only better, but far beyond anything you ever dared to imagine. What has passed was only the introduction. What lies ahead is the crescendo. Do not let a finished chapter cause you to miss the story I am still writing, written by my own hand in the ink of love. I do not promise that the road ahead will always be easy, but I do promise that I will walk beside you every step of the way. There will be stretches where you must journey through the fog and turns that are unclear, but my light will never turn away from you. I will speak to you step by step, guide you when you need direction, and lift you up when your feet grow weary. You no longer have to grope in the dark alone. You are being led by the one who has seen the end from before the beginning began. And do you know this, my child? The future I have prepared for you is not merely a destination, but a living promise. A life filled with miracles, with hope, and with triumph in every moment. You will no longer live as one merely trying to make it through, but as one who walks in the radiance and authority of the chosen. You will become a source of inspiration for weary souls, a small light that guides many back to the path of life. The very things you have overcome will become powerful testimonies of my power. and because you chose to trust me through every breaking point, now you shall live in the abundance of divine restoration. So now, my beloved, wipe the tears from your eyes and rise with a heart full of hope. Clothe yourself in the armor of faith, wear the crown of victory, and walk into tomorrow as one who has been redeemed, restored, and commissioned. Do not look back. The past holds only the things I have already closed, the doors I have shut, for I know what lies ahead is far better than what has been. Fix your gaze on me, the one who never changes. Let your eyes not drift from my light, for I am calling you into an entirely new chapter, a place where joy cannot be stolen, where peace cannot be shaken, where promises are unfolding with unmistakable clarity. The journey ahead is not only for you, but also for the souls who are watching your life, so that as they see you walk, they will know that the living one still moves, still loves, and still restores in ways beyond understanding. I love you, and the future I have set apart for you is not merely a reward, but an eternal testimony that when a soul entrusts both past and present into my hands, what they receive in return is always more wondrous than they imagined. For I am not only the one who gives the new, I am the one who brings what was thought dead back to life. And what I am about to do in your life will cause the world to look up and declare, "This is the work of the Lord." My precious child, now that you have laid down the burdens of the past and chosen to look ahead with unwavering faith, I am calling you to step deeper into a new journey, a path that not only leads to restoration, but also opens doors into realms of spiritual victory. I, the one who wrote every line in the blueprint of your life, will personally lead you into territories you never dared to dream of before. The places you will go are not merely temporary stops. They are sacred lands I have set apart just for you, a place of purpose, of joy, of overflowing fruitfulness. There your inner potential will be unlocked, no longer suppressed by doubt or the limitations placed upon you by others. Your gifts, the ones I placed within you since the beginning of creation, will not only be seen but multiplied, nurtured, and become a blessing to many around you. You will no longer dwell in the lack and uncertainty of yesterday. You will be ushered into a new season where fulfillment is no longer a distant hope. Your joy will no longer depend on circumstances, but will overflow from my presence. A deep, unshakable gladness that no one can steal. For where I am leading you is not merely a physical place, but a spiritual space where you are free to live in your truest identity, no longer hiding, no longer bound by fear or shame, no longer shrinking back, but standing tall in the fullness of who you were always meant to be. Beloved child, do not let anything, whether the voices from without or the emotions within, cause you to question the path I have prepared for you. No power, no matter how formidable, can thwart my plan when you walk in obedience and follow my leading. No person can undo what I have sealed upon your life. No circumstance can reverse your destiny when my hand has taken hold of you. You are sheltered beneath the shadow of the Almighty, and it is I who guide your every step, shaping each detail of your journey with unfailing wisdom and love. The season you are entering will be unlike any you've experienced before. It is a season of expansion, a season of divine abundance, where not only will your needs be met, but there will be overflow, enough to pour out and bless others. This is a time when my promises will begin to take tangible form before your eyes, when doors that were once sealed shut will swing wide open, and dreams that seemed dead will arise, with new strength and clarity. But my child, in order to fully enter this season of abundance, your heart must remain pure, your gaze steadfast and your mind unwavering. Do not let the shadows of the past, painful memories, rejections, or worn-out failures slow your pace. I have redeemed those moments. They no longer hold power over you. Do not look back. Do not cling to regret. Do not allow sorrow to follow your steps into this new chapter. And above all, do not let fear, no matter how small, delay your response to my call. For I am your never-ending source of strength. When you grow weary, I will renew you. When you are weak, I will uphold you. When you cannot see the way forward, I will make a path. My strength does not depend on your emotions today, but on the eternal promise I etched into the palm of my hand from before the beginning of time. Come to me daily, not out of duty, but from a deep desire to dwell in intimacy. Seek me not just with your lips, but with your whole heart, a heart surrendered, sincere, and longing to hear the whisper of my spirit. Do not rush through life. Carve out quiet moments with me, so that my word may seep deeply into your soul like dew saturating the earth. There you will be renewed. There you will hear my voice most clearly. Learn to walk humbly, not out of shame, but in true reverence and surrender. When you place your destiny fully in my hands, withholding nothing, you will walk in complete assurance. Allow me to write the next chapters of your story, to revise what seemed unfinished, and to breathe new life into every faded page. My dear one, nothing you offer me in sincerity is ever overlooked. No moment spent in my presence is wasted. Every time you choose me over worry, every time you worship in the midst of hardship, every time you give the little you have with great love, you open the floodgates of miracles. And I, the faithful one, will pour my favor over everything you touch. The work of your hands will be anointed, your plans will be inspired by heaven. Every step you take will carry the imprint of glory. So go, beloved. Do not fear. Do not hesitate. Do not look back. Walk forward as one who belongs to an unshakable kingdom. Walk as one who is called, anointed, and fully equipped, for I am with you, and I will never leave you alone. Ahead of you lies a field of promise, where you will reap with both tears and joy, and there you will know without doubt that every word I have spoken is true. My beloved child, now that you have chosen to step into this new season with steady feet and eyes no longer fixed on the past, I am calling you to take one step deeper into surrender, a step that will unlock the continuous flow of divine power over your life, the daily offering of your whole being. This is not merely about morning prayers or moments of stillness during the day, but about a life entirely yielded, a heart that remains open to my presence, a soul that chooses to trust me even when the path ahead is still unseen. I do not seek perfection from you. What I seek is a willing heart, a heart that understands the limitations of its own strength, but also the limitless abundance of my grace. When you offer yourself, everything you are, both the things you grasp and those still incomplete, I not only receive it, but I transform it. I cleanse it and grant you clarity in the Spirit. Each morning as you awaken, present yourself to me. Your will, your emotions, your plans, even your worries and weariness, lay them before me as a living offering. And then you will see me fill your emptiness with eternal life, with peace that surpasses all understanding, and with the strength to overcome every obstacle. As you walk in the assurance that springs from faith in me, nothing on this path can shake you as it once did. The mountains that once seemed immovable will be cast aside, not by your own might, but by my hand leveling the way. The winding paths that left you confused and uncertain, I will make straight and clear. You will walk without hesitation, for you will know who goes before you. No more wandering, no more detours, for every step you take is now guided by a plan far more perfect than anything you could ever imagine. Within you, I am kindling a flame, not a fleeting spark of emotion, but a sacred fire ignited by the Holy Spirit. A fire of unshakable faith, of unwavering love, and of a hope that will never be extinguished. That flame will burn deep in your spirit. It will warm you during the coldest days of doubt and illuminate the way when darkness seems to press in on every side. It is a fire that no one can quench, for it does not originate from human strength. It comes from me, the Eternal One, the Promise Keeper. This flame will lift you up, drawing you out of the mire of fatigue and lifting you beyond the walls of discouragement. It will fortify your inner being, the hidden part that no one sees but I always behold. You will no longer tremble when the world shakes, because within you will be anchored in the unshakable strength of heaven. You will no longer need to raise your voice to prove anything, for your silence will be filled with confidence, an empowered stillness born from my presence within you. O my child, the day will come when you awaken into a life entirely renewed, not just surviving, but living with divine purpose and holy passion. You will rise to the sound of a deep call within you. You were created for something far greater. You will feel my presence in every heartbeat and see my hand in the smallest details of your day. No more meaningless fatigue, no more dragging through empty days. Each moment will carry the opportunity to live out your calling with authentic joy. The fear that once held you captive will lose its voice. It may whisper, but it will no longer lead. You will no longer make decisions driven by dread of what might go wrong, but with confidence in the good one who walks beside you. The anxieties that used to weigh down your chest each morning will dissolve like mist before the morning sun, for you have chosen to place that burden upon me, the one who is strong enough to carry it all without growing weary. Instead of fear, your heart will carry a quiet peace. It will not boast, nor seek to prove anything, only a deep and unwavering trust that no matter what happens, you will not be abandoned. You will walk through life with steady eyes and an open heart, because you know I am always near, not only as a guide, but as a close friend, a loving father, and the shepherd who never takes his eyes off his sheep. And when you live with that spirit, everything you touch will bear the mark of grace, not because you are perfect, but because you have chosen surrender. Every task you undertake, every word you speak, every step you take will be covered by my favor. The ease you experience will not come from your skill, but from placing everything into my hands before you begin. So, my child, offer your whole self to me, completely. Hold nothing back. Do not doubt your worth. Do not worry about your ability. I have chosen you. I am training you, and I will not abandon the work I have begun in you. Walk in that light. Let faith lead the way, and each day, as you yield yourself to me, you will no longer merely exist. You will live fully, as one who knows where they belong, as one who walks with the light of heaven illuminating their path. Now I commission you to step boldly into the world as one who carries the light, as a lamp that cannot be hidden, as a representative of an unshakable kingdom. Do not hesitate at the threshold of the new. Do not let old memories or silent fears hold you back from embracing the opportunities that are opening before you. Open your heart and your hands to receive the doors I am preparing to open. Doors not born of human effort, but the result of divine orchestration, woven from my eternal love and purposes for your life. Do not shy away from places you've never been, from spaces that seem unfamiliar. You do not walk in empty hand. You go forth carrying the assurance of me, your Creator. I have given you the keys to unlock doors of destiny, gates that lead into sacred realms of influence where you will not stand as a stranger, but as one who has been appointed, named, and anointed. No power can shut what I have opened. No force of darkness can steal what has been entrusted to you when you walk in faith and surrender. Move forward, not with anxiety, but with the confidence that comes from intimacy with me. Meaningful connections, friendships aligned with the same spiritual frequency, communities that will lift and strengthen your soul. All these await you ahead. Let me place the right people in your life at the right time. They will be your companions, your spiritual allies, the pieces I have chosen to fit the mission you carry, and you too will become the answer to the silent prayers of many others. My child, do not be afraid when you stand before what exceeds your natural ability. I am the one who places you in the midst of things far greater than yourself, so that you may experience divine dependence, where my power is made perfect in your weakness. The treasures I have set aside for you are not easily attained by human strength, but are spiritual rewards, hidden riches in darkness, found only by those who dare to follow the sound of my voice. You once dreamed great dreams, and there were moments when you thought they were too far out of reach. But I say to you today, what I have destined for you surpasses even your highest hopes. The things you only dared to whisper in prayer, the visions you wrote down and then tucked away because you believed you weren't capable, I heard every one of them. And not only did I hear them, I am moving, I am arranging, preparing, expanding. Do not let the limitations others have placed on you keep you from stepping into what I have ordained. You were not created for a life of mediocrity. You were formed for distinction, for radiance, for a glorious destiny in me. So walk forward, my child, with unwavering determination. Even if the winds rise, even if the road becomes rugged, keep walking, not blindly, but in step with my sacred rhythm. A rhythm not rushed, not anxious, but steady and sure, like the heartbeat of one who lives in my presence. Every step taken in obedience is a new covenant signed in eternity. You are not alone. You walk escorted by angels, surrounded by the songs of righteous souls who bear witness to your journey. And remember, I am never late. Though there may be moments when you think I am silent, when it seems like nothing is happening, know this: I am at work. I am laying foundations in the unseen. The most wondrous miracles often take form in stillness. Just as a seed germinates quietly beneath the soil before it breaks through to the light, so too are miracles being conceived in the silence of your life. You may not hear anything, you may feel nothing, but that does not mean I have ceased to move. It is in the stillness that I am sketching the extraordinary. Do not measure the success of your journey by what your eyes can see. Measure it by your faithfulness. Measure it by your perseverance. Measure it by your ability to keep going even when the full picture is hidden from view. And when the time comes, as surely as flowers bloom in season and dawn breaks after night, all will become clear. Your tears will stand as proof of your endurance. Your whispered prayers will rise as songs of victory. My beloved, every time your eyes sparkle with joy, every time you lift your gaze with deep gratitude, my heart is moved. I am not watching you from a distance. I am present within your most tender emotions, in every sigh of relief, in every reverent glance when you realize that what I've done for you did not come by chance, but from a love that never changes. I see the light in your eyes when the gift from heaven is placed in your hands, and what stirs me most is not the gift itself, but your response, your simple, wholehearted heart receiving it with gratitude as pure as spring water. You may not realize this, but the tears that fall from your eyes in those quiet moments carry immeasurable worth before me. They are not just drops of water. They are songs without melody, praises lifted from the deepest place in your soul, a sacred acknowledgement that you recognize me, that you see my hand moving, and you do not take it lightly. Each tear is like a holy gem, drawn from the depths of the earth, refined through seasons of drought, of waiting, of long nights only you and I walked through together. So do not hold back your tears, my child. Do not believe that weakness or emotional overflow is something to suppress. In my kingdom, tears are not signs of defeat, but sacred expressions of a soul that has touched my glory. Let them fall. Let your spirit speak what your lips cannot utter, for within every tear shed is consecration, a sacred offering, a depth of reverence that no song or ceremony could ever truly convey. I saw the tear that rolled down your cheek when you first realized that the gift you were holding wasn't merely what you had asked for. It was what you had long ceased to hope for, because you believed you were unworthy. But my child, is anything I give ever based on your worthiness? Everything I pour out is grace. Everything is born of unconditional love, and it is precisely because you received it with trembling hands, with gratitude flowing from the deepest part of your being, that the gift became exceedingly precious. I know every emotion stirring within you. I witnessed the awe in your heart as you came to understand that I not only remembered your quiet prayers, but had prepared something for you far beyond what you ever dared to imagine. I saw you bow your head, place your hand over your chest, and whisper, "Thank you." I saw the moment you buried your face in your hands, unable to speak a word, only able to weep. I was there, silent, but deeply moved. For in those sacred moments, I beheld the evidence of a faith refined by fire, a sign that my love had softened a heart once hardened by pain, and now that heart was being healed in the gentlest of ways. Those tears I have gathered, I do not let them fall into the void. I collect them like rare anointing oil. They rise as a fragrant offering before my throne, a sacred part of worship that no enemy can touch. Every sincere tear you offer becomes a testament to the unbreakable bond between us, not forged on the basis of miracles, but anchored in faithfulness, in waiting, in a surrender that holds nothing back. So never feel ashamed of your tears. Do not hide away when your heart can no longer contain the flood. My heart blossoms in moments like these. I do not seek grand displays or outward rituals. I seek the hearts that tremble in my presence, the souls that no longer carry pride when receiving grace, but bow low like children, shaking, yet willing to receive, weeping, yet still offering praise. And do you know this? It is that very gratitude, not expressed through eloquent speeches, but through silent tears, that becomes an invitation for me to continue pouring out blessings. When I see that you treat nothing as coincidence, when I perceive the holy stirring in your heart at every act of my love, I cannot help but keep giving. For a grateful soul is fertile ground, a place where miracles multiply, where my light dwells and where my glory is most freely revealed. So cry, beloved, whenever you are moved. Cry when you are overwhelmed by the weight of my love. Let your tears fall like rain, not from sorrow, but from a gratitude too profound for words, from the awareness that I am faithful, that I am the good Father, the one who never forgets. And when your tears fall in holy joy, know this: I too am moved. My heart is stirred, for nothing brings me greater delight than when you truly understand mine. You are living in a season of being deeply loved, a season where miracles are no longer distant hopes, but daily realities. And your tears have become a sacred current drawing me ever closer to you, moment by moment. Keep your heart tender. Let it remain sensitive to my goodness, for when a heart learns to weep in reverent awe, that very heart becomes my chosen dwelling place, and I will never leave. Now offer me your sincere prayer. You may say it like this: Lord, I do not fully understand what is unfolding, but I believe that a spiritual door is being opened, not because of my merit, but because of your unwavering love. Please make my heart sensitive to every sign from heaven, so that each step I take may echo with agreement to your divine plan. Lord, I ask that you grant me the eyes of faith to see the unseen, and the ears of the Spirit to hear your whispers amid the noise of life. Help me to cherish every gentle stirring in my heart, and to recognize that even what seems accidental is a signal from heaven, guiding me into a new destiny. Lord, I thank you for choosing this very moment to declare your sacred call over my life. Grant me the courage to delay no longer, to step beyond the boundaries of the familiar, and to enter into what only you could imagine and provide. Though I tremble, I still say, please lead me. Lord, heal the places in my memory that have caused me to doubt my own worth. Cleanse my mind of inferiority, and renew my heart with the truth that I am chosen, loved, and kept. Not because I deserve it, but because you are eternally good. Lord, I pray for a fresh spiritual sensitivity, a discernment not clouded by fleeting emotions, but refined by your word. Help me to recognize even the smallest signs: a number, a lyric, a gentle breeze. For I believe that nothing you do is wasted, and every detail carries divine purpose. Lord, as angels move at your command, I pray to walk always in unity with heaven. Let me not miss another divine appointment, nor stray from the path you have marked out for me. And even when things arrive unexpectedly, help me to perceive your hand lovingly orchestrating it all. Lord, I know I am stepping into a new season, where provision and miracles are no longer distant hopes, but living realities. Teach me to live with holy expectation, not only to receive blessings, but to become a vessel of your love and power for a world in desperate need. Lord, please guard my heart from pride when abundance arrives, and from fear when faced with great change. Help me to remember always, what I receive is not for boasting, but for serving. Not to prove anything, but to shine. Not to possess, but to pour out. Lord, when the enemy tries to discourage me with unseen attacks, raise me up with your word. Let every act of forgiveness, every time I say, I still believe, become a beacon through which heaven's light shines, overpowering the darkness. Lord, teach me to guard my mind like a watchman at the gates. May no thought of doubt, inferiority, or worry be allowed to divert the divine destiny you've written for me. Let my heart be filled with your promises, and my mind tuned only to the sound of grace calling from above. Lord, I thank you for not letting me wander endlessly in the shadows of doubt, but for coming and opening the eyes of my soul with the light of your presence. I thank you for every sign, every sacred appointment, every quiet movement you've woven together to remind me I have never been forgotten. Lord, I praise you for choosing me before the beginning of time, for loving me even when I had no understanding of what it meant to be loved. I thank you for the angels who have watched over me, for your plans that are always good, and for the fact that I am living within an unending stream of grace. May my life become an unceasing song of gratitude to your glory. I offer this prayer in the holy name of Jesus Christ. Amen. If you love the Lord, don't forget to hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you won't miss any of his life-giving and meaningful messages. Together, we will grow in faith and live a life fulfilled in his love. Amen.